This is it. 16 teams started the season. Only 2 remain. Who will be crowned the Season 3 champion? Will it be the Rangers of Greely High School? Or will it be the Yachtsmen from Falmouth High School? Find out next on High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by the Helen and George Ladd Charitable Corporation, the Lincoln and Therese Filene Foundation, Platts Associates, Bernstein Schur, and by
every day, Maine credit unions give you a new chance to make your money go further so you get ahead faster. Because with a credit union, you own a piece of the pie. Contact your local Maine credit union. It's your moment. Own it.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community. With Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, you get more than a health plan. You get a partner. With benefits built around local needs, they're helping communities across Maine get healthier and happier. Visit harvardpilgrim.org to learn more. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to High School Quiz Show Maine. I'm Shannon Moss. It is finally here, the Season 3 championships. Now, back in October, nearly 60 schools from across the state took the qualifying test to be a part of this season. And the top 16 came on the show, and now we are down to the final 2. Today's teams have fought their way up through the ranks for their chance to claim the title and take home the $1,000 prize for their school's project graduation. Plus, on Saturday, they will travel to Boston to represent Maine in the Interstate Invitational against the champions from WGBH Boston's High School Quiz Show, Rhode Island PBS's High School Quiz Show, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire's PBS's Granite State Challenge. Now, we will get things going in just a moment, but for our final time this season, let's meet our players. So for Falmouth, we have Ben, Kerry, Wade, Emma, with alternate John, and they are coached by Mike Casey. And for Greely, we have George, Thomas, Nicholas, and Chris, with alternate Maggie, and they are coached by Graham Shove. And we are joined by our judges, Angela Absher and Gavin Barber. Thank you both for joining us today. All right, you know how this competition works, right? It has 4 rounds, a toss-up, a head-to-head, a category round, and the lightning round. And we're going to start with the toss-up round. All answers are worth 10 points, and this is the only round where there'll be no point deductions for any wrong answers. Players, you must wait for me to complete the question before you answer, and if one team answers incorrectly, then the other team will get a chance to answer. So players, are you ready to get started? All right, let's do this. The word pop, as in pop music, is a shortened form of what word? Thomas.
Popular.
Correct. Which Great Lake is depicted on Chicago's city seal? Chris.
Michigan.
Can you be more specific?
Lake Michigan.
Correct. Between 1847 and 1854, the greatest number of immigrants to the U.S. were from what country, also known as the Emerald Isle? Kerry.
Ireland.
That is correct. On the Fahrenheit scale, the freezing point of water is how many degrees? Emma.
32.
32 is correct. What historic dam completed in 1936 straddles the Colorado River on the Arizona-Nevada border? Ben.
The Hoover Dam.
Correct. The plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper was immortalized by what Don McLean song? Emma.
Bye Bye Miss American Pie.
That's judges? Yes, correct. In the Great Migration of 1847, who led 70,000 Mormons from the Midwest to what is now Utah? Nicholas.
Joseph Smith.
That is incorrect. Falmouth, do you have any idea? Ben.
Brigham Young.
That is correct. In 1964, Jeff Brown created what children's book series about a two-dimensional boy that later inspired a worldwide letter-writing project? Wade.
Flat Stanley.
Flat Stanley is your answer. Michelangelo, Galileo, and other key figures of the Renaissance depended on the patronage of what powerful banking family of Florence? Emma.
Medici?
Correct. And for the first time, making her debut on High School Quiz Show Maine, is a video question from Maine's first female governor, if you look at your screen.
Hi, I'm Janet Mills, Governor of Maine. Here's my question. Many of Maine native Stephen King's best-known books, including The Dead Zone, Cujo, and Needful Things, are set in what fictional town in Maine?
The answer is Castle Rock. All right, our next question. Pumbaa from The Lion King is an example of what large species of pig that can survive for months without water? Thomas.
Warthog.
Warthog is the answer. All right, what actress rose to fame when she played Fanny Brice in the 1964 Broadway musical Funny Girl? Barbara Streisand is the answer. Maine's state animal, the moose, is known in English-speaking European countries by what three-letter name? Emma.
Elk.
Elk is correct. We have a math question for you right now. What is y to the fourth power if y is 3? Thomas.
81.
That's the answer. Name the official language of Austria. George.
German.
Correct. The pancreas and the thyroid are part of what bodily system that regulates hormones and moods? George.
Endocrine.
That's right. From 1565 to 1815, Spanish galleons had a thriving trade route between Acapulco and what port city in the Philippines? Chris.
Manila.
That's correct. What small Earth orbiting space station launched in 1973 was built from the leftover hardware from the canceled Apollo missions? Thomas.
International Space Station.
That is incorrect. Falmouth, do you know the answer to this? Wade.
Orion.
Skylab is the answer. What major fracture of the Earth's crust extends more than 800 miles through California? Ben.
San Andreas Fault Line.
That's the answer. What 7-event track and field competition includes the long jump and the high jump? Thomas.
Heptathlon.
That is the answer. Okay, take a look at your screen. We got a picture question. The desert of Maine, a 40-acre plot of farmland turned into useless, silty soil in the late 1800s due to overgrazing and lack of crop rotation, is located in what mid-coast town? Chris.
Freeport.
Freeport's the answer. What is the southernmost U.S. city with teams from all 4 major league sports? Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey? Thomas.
Miami.
Miami is the answer. In Alice in Wonderland, Alice uses a shrinking potion to make herself fit through a small door. The magic liquid is in a glass bottle labeled with what 2-word phrase? Emma.
Drink me.
Drink me is correct. A billion has 9 zeros, and a trillion has 12 zeros. What number has 15 zeros? Thomas.
Quadrillion.
That is the right answer. Hamilton is the capital of what British territory that lies about 600 miles east of North Carolina? George.
Blanking. Sorry.
Wait for the buzzer. Well, Falmouth. Okay, Ben.
Bermuda.
Bermuda is the answer. In anatomy, what 4-letter word describes the neural bridge connecting the medulla and the cerebellum? I'm sorry, that was too late. Pons is the answer. The 2 radiation belts that surround the Earth are named after what American physicist who discovered them in 1958? George.
Van Allen.
Van Allen is the answer. Which of these minerals, halite, quartz, or calcite, is commonly known as rock salt? Thomas.
Calcite.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Calcite.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Falmouth, you want to take a chance? Ben.
Quartzite.
It's halite is the answer. Along the Thames River in Surrey, what riverside site is where England's King John signed the Magna Carta on June 15th, 1215? Chris.
Westminster Abbey.
That is incorrect. Falmouth? Runnymede is the answer. And that is the buzzer. Okay, that is the end of round one. Let's take a look at our scores. Oh, I knew this was going to be a close game. Falmouth 110, Greely with 120 points. Woo, the Season 3 championship is off to a fantastic start. We're going to chat with our players. We're going to get to know them a little bit when we come back.
Trees are down, the power is down, but you're not powerless. The mobile app from Safety Insurance can help you file a claim. You can ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
The head-to-head round is coming up next, but since this is our final match, we want to learn a little bit more about our players and sort of what their hopes and their next plans are, maybe their dreams. So we're going to start with this question. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, what grade you're in, your future plans, your hobbies. And Ben from Falmouth, we're going to start with you.
I run cross country and track, and I have no clue what I want to do with my life.
What year are you, Ben?
I'm a junior.
A junior, okay. That's great, it's all right. Carrie?
I'm a senior. I'm going to be attending Georgetown University next year and really want to do something with international relations. So.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Wade?
Hi, I'm Wade, a sophomore at Falmouth High School. I plan to be an aeronautical engineer, and I build and race drones in my spare time.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Okay, Emma, what about you?
I'm a senior, and at my school I help to publish our magazine, so I'd like to go into publishing.
Fantastic. All right, excellent. All right, we're going to head over to Greely now. And George, what about you?
I'm a senior at Greely. This is my first year on the trivia team, having a lot of fun. And I do alpine skiing and tennis and a little bit of running, and hoping to go to college next year.
Okay, fantastic. Thomas?
I'm a senior. I'm hoping to go to college. That'd be ideal, but I want to study something that'll help me, I guess, travel the world and experience a lot of things.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. All right, Nicholas?
I'm also a senior, first year on the trivia team, and I run, swim, and run. And in the following year, I'd love to go to college, but I don't really have any concrete plans. I'll just figure it out as I go.
There's time.
Climb a mountain, maybe.
What was that?
Climb a mountain, perhaps.
Climb a mountain. All right, plenty of them here, too. Okay, Chris?
I'm a sophomore at Greely High School, and I really enjoy baking and watching Jeopardy, of course. But I have no future plans except to go to college.
As of yet, right?
As of yet.
Yeah, of course. And of course, for people who don't know, Greely and Falmouth are, I'd say, it's a little rivalry, right? Neighboring towns, but a lot of you know each other, right? From sports or other activities. So it's they're all looking at each other. That's what I thought. So a little very friendly competition today. I love it. All right, we're going to go head to head coming up next. That is our next round. And we'll get the players all settled in for that while you hear your final Maine's Credit Union's Question of the Week.
Hi, I'm Todd Mason from Maine's Credit Unions. Congratulations to the two teams that made it to the finals. And here's our final question of the week. Of the 7 different denominations of U.S. paper money currently in circulation, how many do not have a president's portrait on the front? Is it 1, 2, or 3? And while you check your wallet, we'll go back to the show.
Okay, we are ready to go head to head. I've got Greely on my left, Falmouth on my right. You guys want to shake hands before we get started? Okay, in this round you get 10 points for correct answers. Incorrect answers, though, will cost you 10 points. You don't have to wait for me to finish the question before you buzz in. So let's put 90 seconds on that clock. And here we go. What Shakespeare character says, parting is such sweet sorrow? Greely.
Romeo.
Correct. What 7-letter word refers to a narrow strip of land connecting 2 larger land areas? Isthmus. What U.S. state produces more crude oil than any other state? Falmouth.
Alaska.
Texas is the answer. What American dramatist wrote Long Day's Journey into Night? Eugene O'Neill. In 1891, a crab pot in San Francisco became what charitable organization's first kettle for Christmas donations? Falmouth.
Salvation Army.
That's right. What crescent-shaped hollow organ in the human body produces gastric acid? Greely.
Gallbladder.
It's the stomach. What city has the greatest number of native French speakers in North America? Greely.
Quebec City.
It's Montreal. In English folklore, Robin Hood lived with his band of merry men in what forest? Greely.
Sherwood.
That's right. What ancient Greek scientists used mathematics to explain how levers work? Archimedes. What term refers to a poem in which the first letters of each line spell a word? Falmouth.
Acrostic.
Correct. Name the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. exosphere? What two-word phrase for full discretionary power means white paper in French? Yes, Greely.
Carte blanche.
Correct. In genetics, what does the M stand for in the acronym mRNA? Messenger. What is the nom de plume of American author and illustrator? That is the buzzer. Let's take a look at the scores. Falmouth with 120, Greely with 130. Whew, we got a game, folks. All right, our category round is coming up next. Stay with us. Next up is the category round with the following categories: Gene Pool, The Great Emancipator, Life of Pi, Out of Africa, The Name Game, and A Knight's Tale. Each category has 5 questions with increasing point values. Now, players, you must wait for me to finish the question before you buzz in. You can confer with your teammates, but once you buzz in, you can no longer confer, and we're going to need your answer. And like in the toss-up round, if one team answers incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to answer. Falmouth, you were behind by just a little bit, so you get to choose first. What category would you like?
Out of Africa for 10.
Okay, Out of Africa. These are questions about Africa, and this question is for 10 points. What canal separates Africa from the Middle East? Wade.
Suez.
That is correct. And where would you like to go now?
Same category.
All right, Out of Africa for 15 points. Lemurs are native to what large island that lies off the southeastern coast of Africa? Emma.
Madagascar.
That's correct. What do you think?
Let's stay in the
Want to stick
category.
with it? All right, we're going to stay with Out of Africa, and this question is for 20 points. After the Nile, what is the second longest river in Africa? George.
Congo.
Congo is correct. And Greely, you have control of the board. What do you
Out of
think?
Africa. How about?
We're going to stay with Out of Africa, this question, for 25 points. Extending for more than 1,200 miles through Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, what is the longest mountain range in Africa? Wade.
Rubble Khalib.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect, Greely. Do you know the answer, Thomas?
Atlas Mountains.
It is the Atlas Mountains. Okay, go ahead, Greely. Where would you like to go?
Back to Africa, please.
Okay, we are going to go Out of Africa. This is our last question for this category and is worth 30 points. The extinct dodo bird was native to what tiny island nation in the Indian Ocean with a capital city of Port Louis? Thomas.
Mauritius.
That is correct. Okay, Greely, new category. Which one would you like?
Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale. This category, questions about the legend of King Arthur, and this question is for 10 points. In Arthurian legend, the Knights of the Round Table are on a quest for what vessel used by Jesus at the Last Supper and given to Joseph of Arimathea? Chris.
The Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail is the answer. Okay, where would you like to go, Greely?
Let's keep going.
We're going to stay with The Knight's Tale. This is for 15 points. Arthur takes his rightful place as king when, as a boy, he is able to pull a magic sword from a stone. What is the name of the sword? Nicholas.
Excalibur.
Correct. What would you like to do? You want to stay with it?
Let's stay with it.
All right. We're going to stay with A Knight's Tale. This is for 20 points. What knight has a love affair with Queen Guinevere that eventually leads to the fall of Camelot? Wade.
Lancelot.
That's correct. And now, Falmouth, you have control of the board.
Same category, please.
All right, we're going to stick with A Knight's Tale. This is for 25 points. Although raised by another family, Arthur is actually the son of what legendary king of Britain? Yes, Carrie.
Richard the Lionheart.
That is incorrect. Greely? It's actually Uther Pendragon is the answer to that question. Okay, Falmouth, you still have control of the board.
Let's do the name game for 10.
All right, the name game. This is a new category. Questions about baseball players' nicknames. What baseball legend with a remarkable 56-game hitting streak was called the Yankee Clipper? Thomas.
Joe DiMaggio.
That's correct. Greely, you have control of the board.
Name game.
You want to stick with the name game? Okay, this is for 15 points. What Red Sox outfielder nicknamed the splendid Splinter hit 406 in 1941? Ben.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams is the answer. And Falmouth, we're back to you.
Life of Pi for 10.
Life of Pi, a new category. Questions about the mathematical constant pi. And this is for 10 points. Math enthusiasts around the world celebrate Pi Day on what date? George.
March 14th.
That's the right answer. Greely, you have control of the board.
Name game.
Name game. This is for 20 points. For his clutch hitting in the postseason with the Oakland A's and the New York Yankees, who was nicknamed Mr. October? Thomas.
Reggie Jackson.
That is the answer. What would you like next?
Name game.
Sticking with the name game for 25 points. What player who began in the Negro Leagues and played in 24 All-Star games was nicknamed the Say Hey Kid? Willie Mays is the answer. Okay, Greely, we're still with you guys. What would you like?
Name game.
We're going to stay with the name game. This wraps up this category, and this is for 30 points. Regarded by many of his contemporaries as the greatest player of all time, what shortstop was known as the Flying Dutchman for his superb speed? Honus Wagner is the answer there. All right, Greely, still in control. What are you thinking?
Let's do gene pool.
All right, gene pool. This is a new category, questions about genetics, and this is for 10 points. A typical human body cell has how many chromosomes? Ben.
23.
That is incorrect. Greely? George?
46.
46 is the answer. And Greely, you're still in control?
Emancipator.
The Great Emancipator. This is a new category. Questions about President Abraham Lincoln. This is for 10 points. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Lincoln said this in 1858 during a famous debate against what political rival? Ben.
Douglas.
Correct. And Falmouth, you're in control of the board.
Great Emancipator for 15.
We're going to continue on. The Great Emancipator for 15 points. Lincoln called the Emancipation Proclamation the greatest event of the 19th century, although slavery was not formally abolished until 1865 under what amendment? Chris.
13th.
13th is right. And Greely, you have control of the board.
Let's keep going. Great Emancipator.
All right, this is for 20 points. On May 20, 1862, Lincoln signed what act that encouraged settlements west of the Mississippi River by making federal land available for farming? Ben.
The Homestead Act.
Homestead Act is the answer. And Falmouth, we're back to you.
Same category, 25.
All right, 25 points. Lincoln had a contentious relationship with what Ways and Means Committee chair who played a key role in congressional funding of the Civil War? Thaddeus Stevens is the answer. Falmouth, you're still in control of the board.
Finish off the category for 30.
All right, for 30 points. Now he belongs to the ages. What Secretary of War reportedly said this upon Lincoln's death? Sorry, that was too late. Judges, would you confirm that was too late? Okay, Edwin Stanton was the answer to that. And that is the buzzer, so that ends our category round. Our score, Falmouth has 150, Greely has 295. Our final round is coming up next, where, of course, we will crown our champion. That is the lightning round, though. That's coming up next, and you all know anything can happen there. But first, your answer to Maine's Credit Union's question of the week.
Now that you've had some time to think, here's the answer to Maine's Credit Union's question of the week. Of the 7 different denominations of U.S. paper money currently in circulation, how many do not have a president's portrait on the front? Is it 1, 2, or 3? The answer is 2. The $10 bill features Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury, and Benjamin Franklin is found on the $100 bill.
Okay, we are heading into the final 90 seconds of gameplay. This is the lightning round, and the winner will be crowned the Season 3 champion and bring home the $1,000 to their school and represent Maine against other New England quiz show champions. So no pressure, right? All right. You know how this works, players. You can buzz in at any time. You get 20 points for correct answers, but incorrect answers will cost you 20 points. So let's set that clock. Good luck to all of you. And here we go. The Aube River is one of the longest rivers in the world and runs through the central part of what country? George.
Russia.
Correct. Often seen holding a scroll. Who is the Greek muse of history? Cleo. What tiny shrimp-like crustacean is the main diet of the... Ben. Krill. Haiku is a form of poetry that originated in what?
Japan.
Chris.
Japan.
Correct. What Belgian city is the international center of the... Ben. It is Antwerp. In the international system of units, the letter K stands for what? Chris.
Kelvin.
Repeat that?
Kelvin.
Correct. In 1968, who assassinated Martin Luther King Jr.? Thomas.
James Earl Jones.
That is, it's James Earl Ray. Migrant workers named George and Lenny appear in what John? Ben. Of Mice and Men. What commander of coalition forces in the first Gulf War was nicknamed Stormin' Norman? Norman Schwarzkopf. Who is the Greek goddess of agriculture, grain, and bread?
Demeter.
Carrie. Say it again, Carrie.
Demeter.
Correct. Nitrogen dioxide, a common air pollutant, has what chemical formula? Chris.
NO2.
Correct. Old Faithful is a famous geyser located in... Chris.
Yellowstone.
That's the right answer. And Victor Hugo is the hunchback. That is the buzzer. So our winning team and our Season 3 champion is Greely with 375 points. They will take home the $1,000 prize and move on to the Interstate Invitational. Falmouth, you guys did amazing. 110 points. You won't leave empty-handed. Of course, $500 for our runner-up. So it's an incredible game, incredible schools, and now we're going to take a break. We've just a few minutes. We're going to get ready for our prize ceremony. So sit tight, and we'll be right back.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by the Helen and George Ladd Charitable Corporation, the Lincoln and Therese Filene Foundation, Platts Associates, Bernstein Schur, and by...
What a moment when you find your way to a new home at your local Maine credit union. That'll feel just like home, too. So you can settle in. The home loan you want? It's here. Contact your local Maine credit union. It's your moment. Own it.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community. With Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, you get more than a health plan. You get a partner. With benefits built around local needs, they're helping communities across Maine get healthier and happier. Visit harvardpilgrim.org to learn more. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome back. It is now time for our Season 3 awards ceremony, and I have Falmouth High School here, our runners-up. Each and every one of you did such a tremendous job. You made yourselves, your family, friends, school, and community very proud. And a check here for $500 for your school's project graduation. Congratulations, and I know we'll see you guys back here next year. Now, without further ado, our winners, our Season 3 champions, Greely High School. How cool is that? And your first time on the quiz show. Unbelievable. Congratulations to each and every one of you. So impressive. And obviously, you get a check for $1,000 for your school's project graduation. And with me now is the CEO of Maine Public, Mark Vogelsang. And Mark has a school bell crafted by U.S. Bells and Fisher Woodworking in Prospect Harbor.
Thank you, Shannon. This is very exciting. And let me say congratulations, Coach Shove, for your win on being named the state champion for High School Quiz Show Maine. On behalf of Maine Public, congratulate you, and on to the state championship or the regional championship in Massachusetts. So terrific in Boston.
Thank you very much. We're honored and excited.
You're welcome.
That's right. Speaking of that championship, Mark, you're absolutely right. You guys aren't done yet. Don't think this is, over and done with here. You are going to travel to Boston next to take on New Hampshire PBS's Granite State Challenge champion. And then the winner of that match will go on to play the champion of the Rhode Island and the Boston match. So, that's exciting stuff. And then they're going to be crowned the Interstate Invitational Champion. That is a mouthful, but we're hoping that is you guys representing Maine. Greely High School, everyone. Congratulations. Well done. Tune in Saturday night beginning at 6 p.m. for the 2 semifinal matches and cheer on Greely High School as they represent Maine as our High School Quiz Show Maine champions. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Woo!